internet, and today's video is going to be another book haul, the final book haul in my April book haul 5-part series. Go check out all those other ones so you know where I am. I bought a lot of books, and here's the conclusion, the finale that you've all been waiting for. These books have no particular genre, anything. These are just all the randos that I bought because I thought they would be cool. First book on this list, The Color Purple by Alice Walker. Honestly, I have no idea what this book is about. I have some suspicions, probably something about race because I think it has African Americans in it, and I think it has something to do with sexuality. I only found that out recently and haven't really looked into it. Main reason why I bought it, one, because it was like 10 cents. Two, because I know this is one of the famously banned books. And this is how I feel about banned books. If you go through the effort and time to tell me that I can't read something, that I'm not allowed to read something, then there's probably something in that book that I should be reading. And I don't trust them because they banned Harry Potter in some libraries. Like, what kind of fool does that? What excuse do you have for banning Harry Potter? So banned books are like some of my favorites because I read them just to see what was so important that you had to try to ban people from reading. Next book on this list is Neil Gaiman's Coraline. Now, I'm sure all of you have watched the movie. I've watched the movie. I really liked it, but I never read the book. I think I've only read one Neil Gaiman book. I have a collection of short stories I haven't gotten around to, and I read the Graveyard book, and I really did like that. So I wanted to see what Coraline was like compared to the movie, as I know we always have adaptation differences. So this, if you're not familiar and you haven't watched the movie or read the book, is about a young girl named Coraline, and her family move into this new house, and she finds this mysterious door that leads her into this other world. And in this other world is the other mother, and this whole world is created with all of these things that are supposed to draw Coraline in and make her happy, and Coraline has to decide which world she would rather live in, the other world or the world that she originated from. Another thing that's frustrating about this book is, again, we have the reoccurring stupid sticker, and this one says the 10th anniversary edition. Just in case you needed to know. I don't know why you needed to tell me that, just so that you could have a cover change, but sure, okay. So the next book on my list is James Dashner's The 13th Reality, The Journal of Curious Letters. I think this is the first one in the series. This one really caught my eye, and I remembered seeing it when I was a lot younger and being like, oh my gosh, that sounds really cool. So this follows a young boy, and he discovers that there's alternate realities, that small things have changed and small decisions have been made that change the whole reality. So there's 13 different ones, and he has to solve all of these different riddles to save realities and all that sort of stuff. I mainly really like the idea of it because I always like the idea that there is a multiverse or a parallel world and realms where there are slight changes made and certain decisions made that have affected the way the whole world works and the way that it's run, the way that people act. I think it's a very fascinating thing to think about, the fact that you could be a completely different person than you are today just if you made one single choice differently. Next book on my list is an adult weird book, and that is Austin Grossman's You, and this is a book about you. No, I'm just kidding. He didn't prophetically tell me what you're about to do. This is a book about a man who is into software development and gaming and that sort of thing, and something goes wrong and a glitch happens in his game, and now a lot of people's lives and jobs and all of this stuff is in danger, and he and his genius mind is trying to figure out what went wrong with this game, why are these glitches happening, and how to fix it before all this stuff rolls downhill and explodes and everyone's life is ruined. You know, traditional adult problems, your life almost being destroyed because your computer doesn't work. The next book on my list is just a book I bought for fun, and that is 1,000 Feelings for Which There Are No Names by Mario Gordiano. And this is just filled with all sorts of things, like just they're numbered and they're filled with all sorts of feelings that you could have that don't have a specific name. So take number 455, the chagrin at your own stupidity. So that is a feeling for which there is no name, one that we all feel at one point in time. This book just makes me laugh. I like looking at it and picking it up and like seeing some of the different ones, and some of them are very, very specific, where I'm just like, how could that be a feeling that someone would have? But at the same time, other ones are really, really specific, and I'm like, yes, that is the feeling that I have. So I think this one, you read, you just have a smile on your face. You're just like, ah, yes, other people feel these strange things too, and you feel secure in the fact that you're not completely weird. The next book I bought is by Grace Lin, and that is The Starry River of the Sky. So this is a Chinese folklore-based book about a boy who, in his village, the moon has gone missing. It draws, I assume, a lot from Chinese folklore, bringing that in, making this beautiful story. One of the things that really intrigued me and was like, you just have to pick up this book to know, was the fact that it based a lot, or it seems to base a lot, in Chinese folklore. And as a kid, Chinese folklore stories and Korean folklore stories, those Oriental folklore stories were some of my favorites. I thought the pictures were fascinating, the stories and the images created were just so magnificent and beautiful, and they just encaptured me, and sometimes they were terrifying, but I loved them so much. So I saw this book, and of course I had to buy it, because I don't see enough books that have folklore base, which are folklores where they're not Greek or something, like different folklores. We have more than one, come on. So this one is bases out of Chinese folklore, and it actually has a book that comes before it called Where the Mountain Meets the Moon. I think this one is just a companion to that one, and there's not necessarily an order you have to read it in. I'm probably just gonna read this one because I have it and I just can't wait to read it. But if this one turns out to be magnificent, then I'm definitely buying the other ones. I mean, more books about fascinating folklore there are, the happier that I'll be. Also, another question, if you know any other books that follow into that folklore description, please give me some recommendations. I do not find enough of them, and they are some of my favorite reads. And the last book in this book haul for April is one that I got because it's by an author that I'm familiar with, and it's Cornelia Funk's Ghost Night. Cornelia Funk was one of my childhood favorites. She wrote the Inkheart series, she wrote the Igraine, the Brave. She wrote so many books that became an intricate part. Okay, we're just gonna ignore that. So many books that became an intricate part of my childhood. And so this one is about a boy who goes to a night school. He doesn't go to school at night, he goes to school to learn how to be a knight. So this young boy is at this school. He finds it really, really boring. He meets this very interesting girl, and he finds out there's a lot of ghosts around, these like really vengeful, crazy ghosts. And him and this very weird girl that makes life a lot more entertaining than the school does follows him, or he follows her. Anyway, the two of them go on an adventure to figure out why these ghosts are doing these ghost things, because ghosts. Yeah. Those were all the books that I bought in the month of April. I am glad that you guys were here with me for this whole 5-part series that I did. I did not expect to buy this many books in the month of April. I only thought 4. Yes, I only had planned to buy 4 books, but I got a little crazy. I'm glad I got super good deals, and I'm glad that I get to share this with you guys. Again, if you have any of the books that I mentioned here before, or any of the books that I've mentioned in any of my book haul videos for this month, just comment down below. Let me know what you think about them. Have you read them? Did you think they were good? And whether or not you want me to add them higher to my TBR list so that I can give you opinions on these books. Otherwise, I'll just read them however I want. If you're cool with that too, that's cool to be cool, because we're cool. Like cool. gotta stop saying cool and move on to you subscribing down below because you like what I do here and you want to see more. So you're gonna hit that little bell over there so that you can see more and be notified every time I put out a new video. That is it for this video. So, goodbye, internet.